mixtape. All my life had to risk take. But if they come and try me, 40 kick it till my wrist break. Let anybody in this bitch play. I'ma have my C's leave his ass in the ground with a stiff face. Where I'm from, all the killers turn hood legend. And they known through them blocks like the Kimbe.
Welcome to the Boys and Girls Club of Union County, New Jersey. Please give yourself a round of applause. Just a couple of rules before we start tonight's event. Please do not touch the wrestlers. Please discard any garbage that you may have. And I just want to thank you all for coming out to Project Codename Genesis.
No clue.
So give it up for yourself again.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new beginning in the world of independent professional wrestling. This is the beginning, the genesis of Project Codename Wrestling. I'm Alphonse Stevens, and I don't know where Kris Cage is, but we're going to kick things off hot. And it's Miguel Sosa, who everywhere that we are, Miguel Sosa follows, and that's the man in charge, unfortunately. And same place like where we were last time, Miguel Sosa adored by this lovely audience here in beautiful Union, New Jersey, here at the Boys and Girls Club of Union. Miguel Sosa, of course, loved by the people, as you can hear his reaction. I said that already. And Kris Cage, nice of you to finally join us at the table, my man.
Well, you know, I'm a busy man. And tonight, I got to tell you, first of all, it's a pleasure to be back with you, Alfred. And second of all, it is a pleasure to be a part of the beginning, the genesis, if you will, of the project.
Yep, and we're going to kick it off with the tradition that we're bringing here to Project. It's a hot start scramble match.
Let's take it to the action, baby.
Yep, presented by our good friends at the Rap Lab Podcast.
Rap Lab Podcast, good show.
Yes, sir.
New episodes, not a bad guy.
New episodes every Monday at midnight. And here we go. We're going to throw it to our ring announcer, JC Olega.
New York,
Well, the ring announcer may have gotten it out of order, but that is Nicholi White.
That is Nicholi White, the project being
There goes
J-Boujii.
J-Boujii.
There we go. We got J-Boujii making his way to the ring right now. Apparently took exception to the fact that the ring announcer got his superstars mixed up here.
J-Boujii making him do it again.
Harlem, New York, weighing in at 185 pounds, Nicholi White.
Nicholi White and J-Boujii, I don't know if you've seen it. They've been going back and forth on social media.
Well, you gotta remember, Nicholi White and J-Boujii are two of the hottest up-and-comers here on in the tri-state area. You got Nicholi White. He's a very charismatic kid, but as you see right now, J-Boujii is too. You gotta think that both of these men are vying for a similar spot here in the project. All these men in the Scramble are trying to make a name for themselves and make an impact tonight, Al.
And as you said, you want to make an impact because here at the project, we operate on a point system. If you score the pinfall or the submission, +1. If you're the man that gets pinned or submitted, -1. And we've also got Nino Cruz out here. And the self-proclaimed king of the Scramble match.
Oh, man, I didn't know the king of the Scramble was going to be here, Al. I think my bet has just been made for the winner of this matchup.
The Burger King himself.
Come on.
Walter Icebox Diaz. He wins one Scramble match, and the man all of a sudden comes out here with a crown. Who bought that crown? Did you finance that crown?
You know, you already got a reputation for thinking that you work for the Comedy Central Roast, but I tell you right now, this ain't gonna be like the last time you and me were partners. You better show some respect here at the project because I promise it's gonna come back to bite you.
Well, as long as Miguel Sosa's signing the checks, I'm speaking my
There
opinion.
he is right there, the king of the Scramble. My pick, listen, tell him. Hail him.
I'm not going to call this man
Awesome.
King Diaz.
Awesome. Hail him. He's the king. Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Oh, will you sit down, Chris
I
Cage?
don't know what you're talking about. Trying to get people hype up in here, baby.
Ironically, Icebox Diaz won that Scramble match, pinning J-Boujii. And it's 4 men in the ring. We've got Nino Cruz, Nicholi White, Walter Diaz, and J-Boujii. And the 5th entrant hasn't made his entrance yet, but I guess whoever this man is coming out to his own tune.
I've been excited to find out who our 5th and final competitor is going to be here at the Scramble. And oh my God! Are you seeing it right here, baby? You know who this is?
That's Ghost Shadow.
Oh, business just picked up big time here, and I think I'm going to have to change my pick for who's about to win this matchup.
Of course, Ghost Shadow, a legendary figure here in the world of professional wrestling, a Ring of Honor original. Ghost Shadow has seen and done it all.
It's the mystery guy. What do you want? I don't know why you asking me. Why you asking me? I don't know nothing around here. You act like I'm the one that makes these things happen. First of all, I was just cheering you. I don't know what's going on here.
And
Guys coming at me over here. I'm not in the ring.
The
They need to focus on their opponents is what they need.
the participants of this battle, this Hot Start Scramble, better be focused on the men in the ring and not you. So Nino Cruz, Ghost Shadow, J-Boujii, Walter Icebox Diaz, and Nicholi White. And unlike previous Hot Start Scrambles you may have seen elsewhere, this one much more structured. There are going to be tags, 2 men on the inside, 3 men on the outside, tag whoever you want. Different rules, different structure here in the project. And here we go. So Nino Cruz and Ghost Shadow starting things off. These 2 men can go. Ghost Shadow's resume speaks for itself. Nino Cruz, if you've never seen him, you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah, Nino Cruz. While Ghost Shadow is a veteran of this sport, like you mentioned, ROH original, he is an OG of the East Coast wrestling scene. But Nino Cruz, no slouch either, could get it done in that ring. And we're going to see if he can actually match up to Ghost Shadow.
And here we go. This action starting off fast, hot and heavy. And a Hurricane Rana from Ghost Shadow, very impressive. Nino Cruz beside himself, and Walter Diaz going to take advantage and tag himself in.
Nino Cruz falling to the experience of Ghost Shadow right now. This is not his first rodeo. He has been in many scrambles in his career. This man knows exactly how to get it done in an environment like this, Al.
And Ghost Shadow, of course, coming back into the scene a couple of years ago. He took some time off, and he's come back, and he hasn't missed a step, looking very impressive here.
And now let's see. Oh, my God. Stinging open hand chop to the chest of the king of the Scramble.
And Walter Icebox Diaz, who for the first time in his life back in November finally won a scramble match, and there he went. A veteran maneuver by Ghost Shadow. Icebox Diaz went for the cover. Ghost Shadow rolled to the outside. And now here, J-Boujii going to come to replace Ghost Shadow. That's another part of the rules. If a man goes to the floor, he can be replaced by anyone. No tag needed.
Lucha rules definitely apply in this environment right here, as J-Boujii wants to slow the action down and make the King of the Scramble take a step back a second.
Yep, and J-Boujii, of course, a member of the Takeover, which also consists of the Faceless Ones and PJ Savage. And this is getting hot and heavy-handed here between Walter Icebox Diaz and J-Boujii.
Walter Icebox Diaz laying in those forearms right there as he sends J-Boujii for the ride.
And Icebox Diaz off the ropes, swinging a miss like he's playing for the Milwaukee Brewers, and a backstabber from J-Boujii.
Definitely got a sting. Watch J-Boujii here.
And a nice sling blade. And oh, here comes Nicholi White. I know you wanted to see this combination.
That's right. We talked about it earlier right here. This is what excites me. The Renaissance against the Boujii one. And there he is, the Renaissance showing his unbridled charisma.
But don't you think those antics and playing around has got to hurt Nicholi White in the long run?
Well, that remains to be seen now right here, because it looks like it's going well for him right now.
Oh, and he's going after Ghost Shadow, and those type of antics may work with a J-Boujii, but that's not going to work with Ghost Shadow.
But if you notice, as soon as Ghost Shadow came back in the ring, Nicholi White's attitude changed real quick. He respects Ghost Shadow enough to know all of that jaw jacking ain't going to fly where Shadow's in the ring.
And I don't know if Ghost Shadow realized it, but Nino Cruz blind tagged himself, and he tagged Nicholi, breaks up that pin.
And he had to make sure he did that, because if he didn't, Ghost Shadow could have had it won right here. Remember, one fall to a finish in this hot start scramble.
And the winner of this match will have the distinction of winning the first ever match in the history of the project. So
what an honor.
There'll be many other winners for years to come.
We're definitely making history tonight, Al.
Absolutely, but there can only be one first. Oh, and Ghost Shadow went for a clothesline, and Nino Cruz just ate it for breakfast like it was Cocoa Puffs.
Pair of knife edges. He's going to have to lay it on thicker than that if he wants to slow Ghost Shadow down.
And Ghost Shadow.
Clothesline.
What a maneuver by Nino Cruz. That could be it. And Nicholi White breaks that one up.
Nicholi White trying to take advantage here. Just him and Nino Cruz in the ring.
And Nicholi White looks like a full Nelson slam. What an innovative maneuver out of that full Nelson position from Nicholi White. Now J-Boujii.
J-Boujii.
Pele kick.
Right at the top of the head, Al.
You'd have thought he was playing for the Brazilian national team the way he kicked him.
And that bad blood that was unfolding on social media, you're seeing it play out live right here, Al, because you can tell that Boujii and Nicholi White maybe do not like each other.
And that's a safe assumption. A lot of combustible personalities in this match, but J-Boujii, the one talking the most trash, he's bringing Nino Cruz now.
J-Boujii has something terrible planned for the Renaissance Nicholi White right here.
And suffice to say, you've got to be a savage individual to be a member of the Takeover. As J-Boujii with his attitude, and now they're going to do a double suplex. Wait a minute. And Icebox Diaz.
Wait a minute.
And Ghost Shadow.
Oh, no, what's this right here?
Double power bomb. And Nicholi White, he's still on the top.
Wait a minute. They need to watch their back, both of them.
Nicholi White. Double drop kick on the top rope. The action is hot and heavy in this match, and what a way to start off here at Project Codename Wrestling Genesis. Kris Kage, are you impressed by what you've seen so far?
I am impressed by every person in this matchup. Every man came to play. Every man came ready to work and ready for business tonight. And it looks like the Renaissance is about to take to the skies.
And Nicholi White over the top rope. What a maneuver. All 5 men on the floor on the outside. And Nicholi White in control of this match with a little jig to celebrate.
Nicholi White showing us all the swag we can handle, sends the King of the Scramble back in the match, and this is his chance to take it home.
Somebody tell Walter Diaz I'll take a Whopper with extra cheese.
Nice shot. Both men trading forearms back and forth. Love to see it.
And Nicholi White kicked to the breadbasket off the ropes. He goes with a springboard handstand. He got caught by Walter Diaz for a purple thunderbomb. That could be it.
Beautiful counter by Icebox.
Oh, he didn't go for the cover. I think that's a mistake.
That is a mistake right there, as he got stomped, his skull right into the mat right there.
By J-Boujii. J-Boujii could win it, but Nino Cruz is lurking. Oh, the super kick. I think I saw a tooth fly.
Nino Cruz has it right here.
Nino
Full
Cruz,
head of steam.
European uppercut. And one for Nicholi White as well. Nino Cruz, the man in control of the ring. Oh, and J-Boujii up and over. Nicholi White went shoulder first into the ring post.
Oh!
Innovative offense by Nino Cruz to use J-Boujii as a weapon to attack Nicholi White.
Very innovative.
Senton off the middle rope, but J-Boujii rolls to the outside.
Smart move by J-Boujii.
Walter Diaz now stalking Nino Cruz. Kick to the stomach that's going to set him up for a DDT.
It could be over right there, I'm telling you.
He spiked him right on the top of his head.
Wait a minute. Watch
Go
Go Shadow!
Drop kick right to the dome.
Go Shadow, ever the veteran, picking his spots, staying out of the action and waiting until it was the right time to come in and, like a surgeon, pull everybody apart.
And once again, this match is sponsored by our good friends over at the Rap Lab Podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts and digital streaming form, talking about the newest hip-hop and R&B around. And now Nino Cruz, he's got a Death Valley driver right on the Ghost Shadow. Ghost Shadow reeling. Nino Cruz, though, slow to get to his feet. He's stumbling. Nino Cruz now off the ropes, but you can tell there's fatigue the way he moves. Oh! I think that was a low blow, but in a multi-man match, there's no DQ.
Wait a minute, nice roll up by Ghost Shadow!
And there we go. Ghost Shadow, the winner of the match. +1 for Ghost Shadow, -1 for Nino Cruz.
Just like I predicted when the show started, Al, my pick, Ghost Shadow, the veteran, coming out here and making history by being the first ever winner here at Project Codename Wrestling. I know you got screwed, Icebox.
No, he didn't get
I
screwed.
don't know what you're talking about.
Ready.
I was just telling Al right
You bought
now.
that crown off of Amazon. That was $5.
No, he didn't buy it off of
He
Amazon.
bought that
We're talking
off
about
of
that
Amazon.
24-karat gold right there. Talking about.
He bought that crown off of Amazon. Who's he fooling? It's made of polyester on the top.
Whether it be Amazon, whether it be from Zales, whether it be from Pepe's Jewels, the bottom line is that your winner right here in the first Hot Start Scramble, the
Ghost
one and only
Shadow.
Ghost Shadow.
Are you guys ready for your next match? Your next match is a singles match, which is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
All right, our next contest sponsored by the Dirty Heelz podcast. Singles action.
This is a matchup I've actually been waiting forward to, Al.
Machine Gun Money, Dominick Denaro, and Devantes set to go one-on-one. Devantes and Dominick Denaro going back and forth the last couple of weeks, all over Facebook, all over Instagram. This one, some could consider this a grudge match.
Absolutely. Both men going back and forth on social media. Both men have very, very similar hard-hitting styles, very heavily influenced by MMA and fight sports. And I expect tonight, Al, that we are going to see someone get their jaw knocked in.
Devantes and Dominick Denaro, this is a heated one.
Let me tell you something. Devantes is a scary-looking individual. I guarantee you not many people would want to get caught up with Devantes in a dark alley.
Yeah, I definitely would not want to run into either man in a
Oh, yeah,
in a
you
dark
wouldn't
alley.
make it. Here we go.
Here comes Dominick Denaro. Dominick Denaro, Machine Gun Money. He's as tough as they come and as hard hitting as they come. Devantes no slouch either, and here we go.
Machine Gun Money making a name for himself more recently as a solo star, primarily a tag team wrestler for the majority of his career. And in the past year, my man has been going up and down the East Coast. He has been picking fights with everybody that gets in his way, just like he is right now.
And that was a little cheap shot. That was a cheap shot. The referee, Dan Taylor, he's got to get in control of this. Wait a minute. Miguel Sosa, the boss, is out here.
Hey, sorry, everyone. Look, as bad as I want to see this match, it's not going to happen.
What do you mean not going to happen? What's going on here? The people paid their money to see this match. So, is this a substitution, Kris Cage?
I'm really confused right now as to what is going on, Al. Your guess is as good as mine.
I have here on the run sheet in front of me, Devantes versus Dominick Denaro. I wasn't made aware of any change.
I mean, we've been advertising for over a month this match between Dominick Denaro and Devantes, and for some strange reason, Miguel Sosa has ruled that Dominick Denaro is not going to be in this matchup, and I got to know why.
Usually you have the scoop, so if you don't know, nobody's going to know. But who is the opponent? Who could? Wait a minute! That's Big Cuzzo! And did you see that when he came out here? Miguel Sosa draped that Dominican flag over the shoulders of Big Cuzzo.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
What is that supposed to mean? That means the man sold out.
Sold out. Why are you jumping to conclusions all of a sudden? The man just came out and he gave him a Dominican flag. He didn't just sign anything.
He didn't just give him the flag. He didn't just give him the flag. He draped it over him.
How about you let me go back? Well, tonight, in the next few weeks, I'll do some investigatory journalism, and we're going to find out, one, why Dominick Denaro has been pulled from this match, and two, the connection between Cuzzo and Miguel Sosa. But I will not have you sit here and blaspheme. I will not have you sit here and defame the good name of our boss, Miguel Sosa.
Big Cuzzo, a hired mercenary, it looks like, defame our boss. Let me guess, you hang out at the club with Johnny Santos and Sebastian Cage and Miguel Sosa and Coltrane, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Why don't we talk about the business at hand right here? Because if you notice, the demeanor of Devantes changed big time when Big Cuzzo walked out here, as Big Cuzzo changed the mood of the entire building when he walked through that curtain.
Well, you know why his demeanor changed? You spent a whole month plus preparing for one opponent, and literally up until the bell rings, you get a different opponent. Oh, he just slapped Big Cuzzo in the face and said, that's what I think of him. I think that was a mistake. And Big Cuzzo, and this is a different Big Cuzzo than we've come to know. We haven't seen a Big Cuzzo this aggressive before.
This is a Big Cuzzo that I enjoy and I want to see. Ah!
What happened to the fun-loving Big Cuzzo that handed out L's?
Well, you know what? I remember having a conversation with Big Cuzzo a couple months back, and he explained to me that while having fun and games is all good in the hood, this man wants a different direction in his life. He wants some championship gold in his life, and maybe he wants to hold some singles championship gold. And we got the project here, Al. It's a brand new slate for a lot of these competitors. You think somebody like Big Cuzzo doesn't want to mark his place, doesn't want to mark his flag in the sand and say that he's here and he's going to be one of the top players in the project?
And Dominick Denaro grabbed a seat to the table next to us, and he looks pissed. And he's watching this one with fury in his eyes. We still don't know why he's been pulled from this match. But Big Cuzzo going to town on Devantes. Devantes was talking tough to Dominick Denaro, but he's not looking so tough right here, right now. Ooh, into the ring post. And the ring post, even though Big Cuzzo technically not using a weapon. The ring post is a weapon.
Well, that's one thing you got to know how to do, baby. It's called ring awareness and being a ring general, and that is learning how to use your environment, that being the squared circle, to your advantage.
And swing and a miss by Cuzzo.
The power!
The power of Devantes with a fall-away slam. Very impressive to just throw a man like Cuzzo like he was a sack of potatoes from Idaho.
I think if Devantes taken a little exception to the fact that Big Cuzzo thought he was just going to walk out here and walk all over Devantes.
And, of course, once again, this match sponsored by our good friends at the Dirty Heelz podcast. And you want to check them out.
Wait a minute.
And Devantes with a suplex. You got to be a real strong competitor, real upper body strength to suplex a man like Big Cuzzo.
And I got to tell you that I'm very impressed by the power being displayed by Devantes early on here.
And Big Cuzzo throwing those strikes to the midsection. And wait a minute, Devantes cut him off into a wrist lock, turned him around with a clothesline.
Oh!
Senton.
Big fan of the backsplash senton right there. Here's Devantes into the cover. And
Big Cuzzo powering up at one.
Cuzzo showing that no matter what Devantes has done so far, it hasn't even made a dent in the armor of Big Cuzzo.
Very surprised because Big Cuzzo primarily a tag team competitor historically throughout his career.
But you know what? That's why I enjoy this right here, Al. It's a test for Big Cuzzo. All these years. Oh, as a nice belly-to-belly side suplex by Devantes. All these years we've seen my man Cuzzo in tag team action. Yeah, he's broken records. Yeah, he's held championship gold. Yeah, he's held it down for a long periods of time. But as a solo competitor, he is unproven, and that's what the project is all about, giving guys a new opportunity, a new chance to make a name for themselves. I'm pulling for Cuzzo right here.
Big Cuzzo usually an individual who runs among a pack of individuals, but he's out here by himself tonight going one-on-one with Devantes on short notice. And I got to give Devantes a lot of credit for an opponent he didn't prepare for that has a size and strength advantage over him. He sure is holding his own as he hit him with a German suplex that time.
Unbelievable power once again displayed by Devantes. He has been tossing Cuzzo around very, very surprisingly in this matchup. And I got to tell you, even though he wasn't ready for Cuzzo, I got to admire the way he has pivoted and adapted to this match here.
Because you realize you can't have the same strategy prepared for Dominick Denaro and then wrestling Big Cuzzo. It's just not going to work. But Devantes with an improvisational game plan here that's been working so far. But Big Cuzzo laying in the forearms, hitting Devantes in the face with a pointed elbow. And a DDT from Devantes.
Nothing fancy, nothing flashy, straight DDT, cranium right into the mat.
Now yelling for Cuzzo to get up, and Cuzzo slow to his feet. And wait! Big Cuzzo telegraphed it with a major spine buster that time. Textbook execution.
There you go, and that is classic action by Cuzzo right there. He loves to use that spinning spine buster, and he nailed it excellently. Both men are down. This is their chance. Whichever man gets to his feet first is going to have the advantage here, Al.
And here's the thing. Big Cuzzo hit that high-impact maneuver in the spine buster, but that took just as much out of him as it did Devantes.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you see, he's trying to use the energy of the audience here to get himself back in it.
Ooh,
big shoulder block in the corner.
And a shoulder block, multiple shoulder blocks. Irish whips it to the opposite corner, follows it up with a splash. Cuzzo with a head of steam and a big boot.
Don't sleep on Cuzzo. The big man can move, and he is as quick as a cat.
And only a 2 count that time. Now, the stamina and endurance of Cuzzo's got to come into question. Again, primarily a tag team competitor, but what do you do when you get winded? There's nobody on the outside to tag to give yourself some relief.
That's where the test for Cuzzo's coming in, but he just signaled for the end. It could be over right here.
Oh,
He's
no.
picking him up. He's looking for it. Wait a minute.
Devantes countered, and he hit a spear. Will that do it? And only a 2 count as Cuzzo was able to kick out.
But barely getting that left shoulder. And what you just mentioned earlier, Al, may be coming into play right here. Cuzzo, not experienced as a singles competitor, and we may be seeing the gas tank start to empty now.
That's right. Again, Cuzzo not a singles competitor historically.
See, now on the other hand, Devantes here is very experienced as a singles competitor. This is what he does, and going long and into the distance is where Devantes thrives. So if Cuzzo doesn't end this quick, it could be lights out for him.
Wait a minute, Cuzzo, he countered. Wait, he might be setting up for the Stampede. He hit the Stampede! That's gotta be it! Big Cuzzo has come here to the project on short notice in Union, New Jersey, and has won this match.
Gotta give it to Big Cuzzo, coming out here, impressing the project fans, making an impact, making history. Devantes, I don't know if he wasn't ready for this one, but it sure looks like he wasn't. Big Cuzzo is your winner.
And you gotta,
As Dominick Denaro looks on, and he seems to be very happy with the outcome of this matchup.
Well, Dominick Denaro forced out of the match, but I mean, anytime a guy's been talking trash on you and you get to watch him lose, you're gonna be happy. You would know, you've done it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Big Cuzzo comes into the project, wins his first match here in the project on short notice, but we can't take away from Devantes, who despite being on short notice, was able to have a competitive match with Big Cuzzo.
No doubt, no doubt. Not taking anything away from Devantes. He put up a great fight, and he had Cuzzo there seemingly a couple of times. But right now, you got to give it up to Cuzzo, man. And my question is, will we ever see a comeback of the Devantes-Dominick Denaro situation?
Well, we should be able to.
Scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
I know we're both looking forward to this match. Wait a minute. Do you hear that music?
I hear it.
The all too familiar tune that you and I both know.
Wait a minute. It can't really be.
It has to be.
No, it can't. It's impossible. Wait a minute. I know who this is. It is the one and only Mr. James.
And Montekia, the best wrestlers forever, Team BWF.
That's right, Team BWF.
Can I get a gold star?
I mean, I don't know. I've talked to Mr. James before, and he's very adamant on the fact that you have to earn those gold stars. So will you get a gold star? That remains to be seen tonight, Al.
My track record should speak for itself, but okay.
Well, we don't win awards on what we've done before. We win them on what we do now.
That's very correct. And as you hear this sold-out capacity crowd's reaction to the best wrestlers forever, two fan favorites here in the project, Mr. James and Montekia.
Two of the most exciting wrestlers you are going to see here at the project. These men can go. They can take to any style. And we're going to see if they can adapt to their opponents here. Much larger, much more physical opponents than they're used to.
And their opponents.
Can I tell you how excited I am right now?
I know you all. I know.
Yeah, baby.
Wait a minute. There's money coming from the ceiling.
There's money coming down the aisle, all right. Oh, but you mean DeKendre and Craig Steele?
The Taboo Crew. That's Craig Steele and DeKendre Will. And they brought a lady to the ring with him. Oh, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Craig Steele and DeKendre Will here, too? The Taboo Crew making their way to the ring. You got to remember, Al, history is being made on multiple fronts here tonight, one of which is the reunion of the former WrestlePro World Tag Team Champions, the Taboo Crew.
The Taboo Crew, of course, Craig Steele, DeKendre Will. I don't know the name of the young lady, but I don't think the name matters because she's a lot to look at, Chris Cage. It's going to be kind of difficult to do my job here.
As the saying goes, business just picked up, Al.
Picked up in a major way. Picked up like a PBL. Here we go.
The Taboo Crew being fully represented here tonight. Unfortunately, you will be missing the after party tonight. But
am I invited?
I don't know. You're going to have to talk to the big deal on that one.
You know how many after parties you've gone to after doing a show with me and I'd never get in?
You got to understand I'm on the VIP list. I'm a permanent, baby. I got a spot. I don't even got to ask. I'm just there.
Kendre Will, Craig Steele, the Taboo Crew, up against the best wrestlers forever, Montekia and Mr. James. The first ever tag team match in the project.
Absolutely. Our one and only tag team match here tonight. I have been very excited for this, as you alluded to earlier, making history with our first tag team match, and I'm very excited to see who pulls this one out. Any predictions, Al?
You know, as much as I like the Taboo Crew, the best wrestlers forever, Team BWF, I think that they are the more fluid team out of the two. They're also the more agile team. Of course, Kendre Will and Bam Bam Gigolo.
That's
himself,
right.
Craig Steele. Not as agile, but great athletes nonetheless. We only bring you the best action here in the project. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. You were asking for a gold star earlier, and it looks like Mr. James definitely has one for Kendre Will.
You think Kendre Will has been a good noodle?
Apparently, according to Mr. James, you know Mr. James just doesn't give these to any old slouch. And maybe he hasn't because it didn't stick to his head.
Nope. And I certainly have never gotten one. Here we go. Swing and a miss. And quickly, Montekia tagged himself in. What strategy? Only a 2 count.
You mentioned it earlier, the fluidity of BWF, and you're seeing it very early right here.
That's also true.
Oh, there you go. The radiating superpowers of the smooth superhero right here, showing his speed, showing his agility, showing his powers early. There are not many people in the business that can match the agility of Montekia.
And Montekia, they call him the smooth superhero like you said, and he moves smooth like melted butter running down a bagel from the bodega at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday.
And speaking of smooth, you saw it in that double team action right there. Wheelbarrow into the double leg drop. Mr. James into the cover, but only 2 with the lateral press.
And here we go. Mr. James and Montekia already using tag team tactics, tagged in and out early and double team maneuvers. Kendre Will telegraphed Mr. James, and Mr. James might have wrenched his neck that time.
And now the mood is about to change because the big deal Craig Steele is definitely going to slow the pace down and get a little more methodical. You know what I'm talking about? Wait a minute.
We might have a legitimate injury here. As Mr. James drawing the attention of the referee.
I don't know what happened.
Well, he went neck first into that turnbuckle post.
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. James, excuse me, letting the referee Jackson know that he still wants to continue the match. He's telling Montekia and reassuring him right now that he's good to go. Well, but have we just witnessed the breakdown of a handicap match here, Al?
Well, I'll tell you this, from my experience as being an official, sometimes you got to protect the wrestlers from themselves. He may be hurt. Neck injuries are very serious. It's to the referee's discretion. Sometimes you can't listen to the athletes, but the match will continue nonetheless. And Montekia, he's got to have more guts than brains if he thinks he could have got Craig Steele with a waist lock.
Oh! Stinging knife edge chop, make it a pair. Make it 3 by Montekia. Oh, and a nice double hand chop.
And Montekia feeding off of this crowd. And he went for the splash and got caught by Craig Steele.
Look at the power of Craig Steele. Like a baby, just placing him right into the corner. And a knife edge chop of his own.
More chops than a butcher shop so far in this match.
Wait a minute. Speaking of the power. What a heel by Craig Steele, sending him 3/4 of the way across the ring there.
Wow, and he made the superhero fly that time.
Wait a minute, double team action here. Oh!
Textbook drop kick by Kendre Will.
Very impressive by Kendre there, pulling him to the middle. Smart tag team wrestling. Here's the cover. Hooked the leg a little bit too late right there, Al.
Only good for a 2 count. I don't know if you noticed, but Mr. James on 1 knee, not even on 2 feet. And Kendre Will just took Montekia all the way down. Montekia with a 2 count. And Mr. James, it took Mr. James a very long time to get to 2 feet. And
But if you notice, Mr. James still holding on to the back of that neck right there. I got to tell you, I'm a little worried for the well-being of Mr. James here.
He's got to be hurting, but Montekia fighting back.
Montekia will never stop fighting. As long as there's a breath in this kid's body, he is going to keep going. We're seeing it right here, but I got to wonder and I got to worry, is Montekia a one-man army in this matchup?
And you asked the question earlier, have we seen this break down into a handicap match? I think so.
It's been playing out like that so far, and the veterans, Craig Steele and Dekendre Will, are definitely taking advantage. Cutting that ring off as Craig Steele drops the big elbow.
Good call by the referee, Jackson. Craig Steele went for that pin. Montekia's shoulder was up before the pinfall happened. Might have bought Montekia an extra second.
Absolutely, absolutely. It might be the reason that he kicked out right there. As Mr. James doing everything he possibly can to rally these fans behind the smooth superhero here.
There we go, and Montekia feeding off the energy of this capacity crowd here in Union, New Jersey at the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh! What a tilt-the-world to the sidewalk slam, Al. Sorry to cut you off.
Now Montekia relying on those luchador moves, but Craig Steele far too heavy with the weight advantage. And in the corner they go, Dekendre Will tagged in.
Dekendre Will, physical specimen. That knife-edge chop there. Then the overhand, switching it up, giving it variety here.
Tag to Craig Steele. And we're seeing a lot of tag team cohesion here from the Taboo Crew. Shooting money into the crowd and coming out here with attractive women. They better win this match. Montekia, who's been in this match for 90.
Oh my God, look at the power. Look at the power of Dekendre.
And he threw him right to Craig Steele. Oh my goodness! Such tag team cohesion. Only a 2 count.
I gotta tell you something. For this being the reunion of the Taboo Crew and both men not teaming for quite some time together, it's almost like they haven't missed a day.
The fluidity. And we thought that Team BWF was a well-oiled unit.
Quick tags, keeping each other fresh while they're wearing Montekia down. This cannot bode well for the smooth superhero as he gets set up for the belly to back.
Chris Cage, primarily you've been a tag team competitor. If you were in Montekia's shoes, how would you handle this situation? Never mind, he got the tag into Mr. James.
Mr. James still selling that neck, but he got enough in the legs to fly with the crossbody.
Yeah, you don't need a neck to fly.
Wait a minute, here we go. Mr. James now sending him off. Nice power slam!
Mr. James, but that neck has to be a target the way he's been holding it.
And I feel like he couldn't really capitalize off of all the steam he just built up. Montekia with a spin kick. Oh!
What a maneuver from Mr. James! Montekia flying in front of us! And only a 2 count. Mr. James going all the way to the top.
Chaos and action everywhere here. Bodies all over the place. Jamal Jackson working. And wait a minute. Here goes Mr. James up top.
With a 450, but he missed. He didn't get any of that.
Man, that could have been Mr. James's last-ditch effort. Montekia trying to hit the ropes. Oh, what a kick right to the side of the head.
He stunned Craig Steele, and he'll go for the Oh, wait, no, not a hurricanrana. Into a powerbomb on the apron. The hardest part of the ring.
Oh, my God.
I think we've seen the last of Montekia tonight.
Oh, my God. Montekia is going to have trouble getting up from that one. And Mr. James, hurt neck and all, is at the mercy of the Taboo Crew here. Craig Steele setting him up.
Pile driver, and that's got to affect the neck of Mr. James. It's got to be over.
He's got to be dead.
It's academic from here. And the Taboo Crew have won this match.
Unbelievable.
But what such action, and we got to give it to Mr. James, who despite having a hurt neck, continued the match, didn't quit.
Listen, man, big ups to the fighting spirit of Mr. James, especially.
Wait a minute, Chris Cage. You see the entryway? The Faceless Ones are out here. Jacko and Face, the tag team unit of the Takeover. I don't know what they're doing out here.
Well, it seems clear to me from what we're looking at right here, that they got their eyes and their sights set on the Taboo Crew. What is this about, Al?
And they come out here, they're clapping. The Faceless Ones are not, according to our run sheet, they're not scheduled for a match tonight.
The Faceless Ones will definitely be out here later on in the corner of PJ Savage, but right now, making it very clear that they apparently want a piece of the Taboo Crew.
And judging by the trash that's being talked, I think the Faceless Ones, they may believe that the tag team division runs through them here in the project.
Well, I mean, that remains to be seen. Right now, the first winners of the tag team division here at the project are the Taboo Crew, and we're going to see if that plays into the future with the Faceless Ones. Getting in each other's way here. There we go. Referee SP Anderson trying to get control of the situation here.
Yeah,
the Faceless Ones, like you mentioned, are not scheduled tonight.
Yeah, our senior official SP Anderson trying to get the Faceless Ones out of here so we can get things moving along. But the Taboo Crew, winners of the first ever tag team match in the history of Project Codename Wrestling.
And as the fans showing respect to Mr. James there, give it up for Mr. James.
Absolutely.
And his resilience and fighting spirit tonight, man.
Yep. Try to get a medical update on him as we go along.
Wrestling and Recovery. Please send something out at any point during the event. Are you guys ready for your next match? The next match is a singles event scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
All right, a heavily promoted singles match on the way. All right, so here we go, Chris Cage, Sebastian Cage, Anthony Gangone. This one's sponsored by our good friends at Wrestling and Recovery. And of course, Sebastian Cage, unfortunately, out here with Henny Blanco himself, El Jefe Miguel Sosa. It's just disgusting. Sebastian Cage, of course, in cahoots with Miguel Sosa. And Miguel Sosa's drinking on the job. And he's supposed to run the place. And you don't find anything wrong with our general manager coming out here with an alcoholic beverage in his cup.
What? I don't know what you're talking about alcoholic beverage. How do you know what's in his cup, Al? Were you backstage sniffing in his cup?
I smelled it when he walked by.
Get out of here. You're not smelling nothing from all the way over here.
You really couldn't smell that when he walked by?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what Hennessy Cognac VSOP smells like?
I didn't smell anything.
And here comes Anthony Gangone. Again, this match brought to us by our friends at Wrestling and Recovery.
Let me tell you something now. You want to talk about highly anticipated matchups. You want to talk about a match that can possibly steal this here show. Well, it has just come on deck. Anthony Gangone, Sebastian Cage. Who is going to. There have been a lot of people leading up to this match that are calling this the possible show stealer of the night, baby.
Well, it very well could be. Sebastian Cage, of course, flanked by his drinking buddy, his good friend Miguel Sosa, who's supposed to be impartial and the boss here. Up against one above all, Anthony GANGONE, who's prepared for war here. Heavily anticipated matchup, heavily promoted matchup. And you can tell that's an alcoholic beverage in that cup the way he's slow sipping it.
I can't tell absolutely anything from all the way over here, Al, and I am not going to allow you to make me an accomplice.
You really can't tell that it's Hennessy in that cup.
You are not going to make me an accomplice to your defaming the name of our general manager.
Somebody give that man a breathalyzer. But anyway, the bells sounded. Anthony GANGONE, Sebastian Cage.
You keep talking like that, you're going to be getting a pink slip.
I'm the best announcer on this side of New Jersey, all right?
That's right. Just so happen to be sitting next to the best color guy this side of the East Coast.
That is correct. Here we go, GANGONE, Cage. A match for the ages here. A match that a lot of people on the internet have fantasy booked over the years.
Absolutely.
And we're bringing it to you in the project.
Absolutely.
Whoa, swing and a miss. Nice Hurricane Rana by Sebastian Cage, the lit superstar. One of the greatest to ever do it out of the state of California.
Both men going to be pretty evenly matched here. Whoa!
And another Hurricane Rana.
Sebastian Cage turning it up and lighting it up real early in this matchup right here.
And you can see the cockiness from Sebastian Cage.
The boss, General Manager Miguel Sosa, telling him to keep his eye on the ball right here. Oh!
Anthony GANGONE told him to stop, and I'm surprised Sebastian Cage actually held up.
Ripped Sebastian Cage's head off right there with that clothesline.
I'm surprised Sebastian Cage hasn't been decapitated.
Both men coming out. This is the only first couple of minutes of this match out, and both men are pulling out absolutely all the stops. Early, textbook, beautiful, picture-perfect dropkick by Sebastian Cage.
And if Sebastian Cage gets hit like that again, Miguel Sosa may need to start drinking some more. Nice German suplex that time, turned Sebastian Cage inside out.
Sebastian Cage looking like he landed a little gingerly on that knee with the suplex, gets sent 360 up and over the top rope.
Anthony GANGONE in control here.
Anthony GANGONE, you know, we know him to be a very, very, let's just say creative individual, for lack of a better term. But tonight, not coming the way I expected him, not coming showing and projecting the attitude of being the one above all, a much more focused, much more serious Anthony GANGONE than I personally am used to seeing.
And Anthony GANGONE has never been a showman nor entertainer. He's just a straight shooter. He'll hit you and keep hitting you until until he defeats you.
And as we mentioned earlier, as I mentioned, Sebastian landing a little gingerly on the knee might be an issue there.
Yeah, he could be. He's favoring that knee there. Wait a minute, and Miguel Sosa jaw-jacking with Anthony GANGONE. And, wait a minute.
Oh, come on. Come on,
Miguel
man.
Sosa just splashed that drink into the face of Anthony GANGONE. It had to be alcoholic beverage because it burned him.
What? It could have been apple juice. You know, the citrus, you know.
Apple juice.
And that burns too, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, and a tope suicida from Sebastian Cage.
Sebastian Cage seeming to shake off that bum knee right there. The aches that he was feeling on that for that tope suicida.
Well, I don't think the knee was really injured because referee S.B. Anderson went to tend to him, and that diverted his attention.
Very good observation right there.
Yeah,
Smart wrestling strategy by Sebastian Cage.
So that
is what you're
Miguel
saying.
Sosa could spit that, whatever that alcoholic beverage is, in Anthony GANGONE's
He
face.
was just trying to clean the face of GANGONE because GANGONE
Clean
got a little
the face
dirty.
with alcohol.
And I don't know.
Oh,
Again,
come on.
you keep claiming that that's alcohol, and that remains to be proven.
We should give this man a breathalyzer. Sebastian Cage getting in our senior official SP Anderson's face here.
European uppercut.
Oh, look at that, a high five. That man is supposed to be the general manager of this company.
He is the general manager of this company. It just so happens that Sebastian Cage is his hand-picked representative on the roster. Is that a problem?
Yeah, Big Cuzzo's a hand-picked representative too, right?
You know, it's funny. Up until tonight, I don't remember you ever having a problem with Big Cuzzo. All of a sudden, he gets linked up for 5 seconds with the general manager, and you're a turncoat.
Yeah, it must be great to have the boss in your pocket, huh?
No, it sure is, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, you would know. But anyway, Sebastian Cage springs the ropes. He went for that cutter and got a forearm to the back from GANGONE. Back body drop no good. Cage lands on his feet for a neck breaker. Sebastian Cage now.
Wait a minute.
A running shooting star press. Sebastian Cage, a tremendous athlete.
The classic red star press right there by Sebastian Cage.
An ordinary man can't pull off a maneuver like that.
Absolutely not.
And now Miguel Sosa arguing with the senior official SP Anderson. And now Miguel Sosa barking out orders to go to the top.
That's right, directing traffic. He knows exactly how his superstar should win matches, how he wants to see him pick up the win. But the mistake right here is that Sebastian Cage might be taking a little bit too much time to get to that top rope.
He is taking too long because GANGONE was able to pop up. Super kick right to the jaw, and I think I saw a tooth fly out. And Miguel Sosa has confirmed it is a tooth. Wait, oh! Overhead belly-to-belly suplex into the turnbuckle, right into the corner. And you can see Sebastian Cage grabbing at his head.
And that's because Sebastian Cage was taking a little too much time to pay attention to the fans over at ringside. He should have stood on top of Anthony GANGONE. He would have had the advantage.
I don't think it was the fans at ringside. I think it was Miguel Sosa barking orders.
Well, Sebastian Cage needs to focus up here, because if he doesn't, Anthony GANGONE is about to build on this momentum that he's building right now, and it's going to be lights out.
All those chops. This match sponsored by our friends at Wrestling and Recovery. And Sebastian Cage's chest needs recovery after all those shots.
Oh!
And a cutter from a Death Valley driver position.
This could be it here, Al.
Only a 2 count as Sebastian Cage kicks out.
Frustrating, starting to show on the face of Anthony GANGONE here. Shaking his head. Look at him. He's looking at Miguel Sosa.
Anthony GANGONE has the fans here in Union, New Jersey on his side. These wonderful people here at the Boys and Girls Club of Union.
Wait a minute.
Anthony GANGONE, what move could he be going for? Sebastian Cage countered. Forearm to the mush. And both men apparently...
The fatigue setting in. Sebastian Cage exhausted here.
What
a double sledge. Did you see that? Old school style.
What is this? That's a signature maneuver from Anthony GANGONE.
Wait a minute.
It's going to set up into a DDT, maybe?
Oh, my God. The back of the neck of Sebastian Cage being punished here.
And only a 2 count. Miguel Sosa, you can see how worried he looks on the outside.
Miguel Sosa definitely getting worried here, but Anthony GANGONE also showing some frustration. He needs to keep it together. He's had a majority of this matchup here. If he stays on game plan, he could pull out the win.
And what is the game plan?
The game plan is to win, Al. Pure and simple. The game plan is to come out here and beat your opponent until he is unable to continue or until you pin those shoulders down 3.
And Anthony GANGONE just asked Sebastian Cage the same question Dr. D. David Schultz asked John Stossel. Do you know what that is? An open hand slap. Not once, but twice. And a 3rd time. And that might hurt even more with that glove on.
Whoa.
The back body drop, Cage landed on his feet. Oh! And he just spiked GANGONE on his head. And GANGONE, how in the hell did he kick out?
I have no idea how Anthony GANGONE just kicked out of that devastating Hurricane Rana, drilled him right on the top of his head.
Spiked him right on the top of his head, and GANGONE actually looks dazed if you look at his face. The lights are on and nobody's home.
Sebastian Cage looking for some advice now, looking to see what's next from Miguel Sosa.
Wait a minute. Lands on that rope. The cutter!
Oh!
Spiked him right on the top of his head again. And only a 2 count that time. And Anthony GANGONE, you gotta admire. There's no quit in this man.
There have been multiple times in this matchup, Al, that I thought Anthony GANGONE was down for 3, and he is continuing to prove me wrong and continuing to prove his resilience here tonight.
A lesser man wouldn't have kicked out of that. But as you notice, Sebastian Cage slow to get back on Anthony GANGONE. That could be to his detriment.
And you know, one thing I've noticed from Sebastian Cage here tonight is that he has been very nonchalant in his attack. Hasn't been applying the pressure to GANGONE, and that might cost him.
And it looks like he might be going for a sliced bread. He didn't. Back on his feet. Pulls him down. And no, not going for the pin attempt.
Uh-oh, he's saying it's over.
Miguel Sosa
That's
barking
Spanish
orders.
for it's over, in case you didn't know.
Thank you for the translation.
No problem.
Sebastian Cage taking too long. This could come back to hurt him. Shooting star press. And you might as well change his name from Sebastian Cage to Rembrandt because he got all canvas on that one.
I'm literally speechless right now because of the risk that Sebastian Cage has taken in this matchup. Multiple times, he has made my heart jump out of my chest.
And wait a minute, Miguel Sosa, he's on the ring apron. He's got SP Anderson's attention. Wait a minute. Miguel Sosa went to go spit that drink in Anthony GANGONE's face. He got Sebastian Cage
Oh,
instead.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. We know what this is. That is it right here. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. GANGONE has to go for the cover. Please go for the cover right here.
Pin. Wait a minute, GANGONE. That's his signature move. Usually that's the end of the match.
Look at me.
He's telling Miguel Sosa to look at him.
Look at me. Look at me.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's going for a submission.
Wait a minute. What?
Sebastian Cage is already out. And Anthony GANGONE making a statement. He didn't want to just pin Sebastian Cage. He wanted to put him to sleep.
A message was definitely sent by Anthony GANGONE here tonight, staring daggers into the eyes of Miguel Sosa. Anthony GANGONE, no celebration, no smile.
Just taking
all
care of business.
That's right. And
What?
the fans here at the project respect him for it.
What a match, though, Chris Cage. Anthony GANGONE comes in here. He sends a message to Miguel Sosa. He may just make the general manager's hit list.
You know what? You absolutely might be right. A hit list by the general manager is something I do not want to be on. Something that I tell you Mr. GANGONE does not want to be on. But right now, I don't think he's thinking about that because your winner, the one and only, Anthony GANGONE. Somebody needs to check on Mr. Cage here.
I want to know what he was drinking because whatever he spat in Cage's face sure did have a burning effect.
I'm telling you that apple juice sometimes when you throw, if it's not concentrated.
What apple juice do you know that burns? Apple juice is sweet.
Well, have you ever had apple?
I am the one, orgasm on, the outfit, grasping hand.
Sponsored by IFC Inferno Nightclub.
I want to just give a huge thank you to all of our sponsors tonight.
Absolutely. All of
Rap-
our sponsors, the Rap Lab Podcast, the Dirty Heelz Podcast, Wrestling and Recovery, the Inferno Fight Club, bringing us all the hot action here tonight at the project.
A singles match is scheduled for one fall.
And a lot of the matches here tonight at the project have a similar theme. Jaw jacking on social media.
We were talking about a grudge match earlier tonight, baby. And if you want to talk grudge matches, you're about to witness one right here. As you mentioned, Al, for the past couple weeks, these two men that are about to lock up right here have been going back and forth on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and they both of them are looking to be the man that takes the project into the future. I know for a fact, I'm very close to Dino. I know Chris Barton. I've talked to both of these men. Both of these men say that tonight is the beginning of the journey that will make them the top star here at the project. And we're going to see who starts it off on the right foot.
And this match is a lot of people are saying this is the Battle of Brooklyn. Both men from Brooklyn. Chris Barton's nickname is the Bushwick Beast, but this has gotten personal over the last couple of weeks. Chris Barton and Dino Might. These two, to my knowledge, have never wrestled before.
Never. This is the first time matchup we're seeing here today. Something that I hope we see a lot at the project. First time clashes. I am very excited about it. I will let you know that this is one of my most anticipated fights of the night. And I got to give it to whichever man pulls this one out, because he will be deemed the future of the project.
That's right. Chris Barton and Dino Might. Wow, look how nonchalant Dino is. And here we go. Both men bumping chest. This one may have started off as competitive, but this is going to get personal real quick.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. Both men got bad blood. Both men do not have a taste for each other, and I think we're about to watch it unfold here tonight.
Chris Barton.
Barton suiting up, getting the straps on. Referee Jackson checking him.
Oh, and this one starts with a slap to the face.
Dino showing him that he doesn't sweat Chris Barton at all. Wait a minute.
And Dino running to the outside.
Very smart individual, Dino Might is.
I know he's a protege of yours.
That's right. And if there's one thing that Dino Might understands, it's psychological warfare, Al, and that's exactly what you're witnessing right now.
And now he's demanding that referee Jackson back up Chris Barton. Collar and elbow tie up into the corner. Barton taking the full 4 seconds that it's legal, and mind games being played. He just patted the face of Dino Might.
That's right. Barton's going to come out he's going to try to play mind games with Dino too. Both men actually, while they may not like to admit it, have a similar approach inside that squared circle.
That's true. Oh, wow, and another slap to the face by Dino Might. And Dino Might, every time he slaps Barton, he's running to the outside.
But if you notice what that's doing right here, because Barton, you know as well as I do, Barton definitely has a short fuse, and it does not take long, and it does not take much to make Barton explode in anger, and I think that's exactly what Dino's trying to do. He's trying to get inside the head of Barton, so that way Barton starts making mistakes.
And here we go. Shoulder tackle by Chris Barton that sent Dino Might through the ropes and down to the floor on his back.
Barton showing that running into him is like walking into a solid brick wall. I don't think Dino was ready for that right there.
And if referee Jackson's not careful, he may get shoulder blocked too.
Well, Jackson's been around the block long enough to know to stay out of the action.
Did you see how Chris Barton looked at him?
Absolutely.
And here we go, another headlock with Dino Might in control. Off the ropes goes Dino Might. Drop down. Passes him by. Big back body drop with hang time. That would make Tony Hawk proud. And a chant of beast has broken out. And a knife edge chop.
The Bushwick Beast fans riling up the big man.
He's asking for silence. What a knife edge chop.
With authority, trying to light the perfectly chiseled chest of Dino Might.
I hope, for Dino Might's sake, I hope there's some Neosporin in the dressing room. And Barton went shoulder first into that ring post.
And if you noticed now, he hit that right shoulder. And you know as well as I do that Barton likes to end his matches with that extra powerful lariat. Will that be a factor in tonight's matchup?
It could be, and also if Dino might is paying attention, he might have just found a target.
That's right. And Dino, let me tell you something. Dino is definitely smart enough to target that body part if he sees an opening.
And Dino might going right for it. Oh, right into the ring post.
Just like I mentioned, baby. Shoulder straight into the ring post. Ring awareness. Using the environment as a weapon.
There is now a target, a red bullseye on the shoulder of Kris Barton.
And you know what that means. Kris Barton is in trouble.
And like you alluded to earlier on, Kris Cage, with that shoulder not being able to function at 100%, we may not even see the lariat that Barton ends his matches with.
Dino going for the lateral press there. You're absolutely right, Al.
And did you notice on that lateral press, he put extra pressure on that shoulder of Barton.
Which is a very smart move, and it's what you got to do. Every time you can try and weaken that weapon of Kris Barton, that's what you got to do. And Dino might looks like early in this matchup, he has already developed a sound strategy.
And also, outside of the lariat, there's just so many other things that Kris Barton needs those shoulders for, to kick out of pinfall attempts, for power moves. All of that becomes irrelevant now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Side Saito suplex by Dino Might, and Kris Barton ain't no little boy. That takes strength. Feet on the ropes. And referee Jackson caught Dino Might with the foot on the ropes.
Dino Might using the ring to his advantage again. You got to give it up. Dino Might, for such a man that has little amount of experience as he does, you got to give it up for the veteran savvy that Dino Might tends to show at moments.
Oh, and there he goes. Dino Might working on that shoulder, stomping on it. A leg drop to the arm.
Classic, old school, and I love it because Dino Might, look what he's doing right now, trying to literally rip the arm out of the socket of Kris Barton.
That's actually sound strategy, even though it may be dirty. Wow, and a double drop kick to the shoulder.
Short drop kick, no wasted motion. He's not going across the ring. He's keeping the space. Wait a minute. Well, Barton showing that he's not going to stay down. Also got that fighting spirit.
Well, Kris Barton right now is a one-armed man in an ass-kicking contest, and he ain't looking too good. Oh, and he went shoulder first into the turnbuckle pad. Dino Might telegraphed at that time, and Dino Might.
Wait a minute.
A back body drop with Kris Barton landing on the shoulder.
Dino trying to hook the arm behind his back, almost in a hammerlock position for that. But it looks like Barton almost landed on his left shoulder there.
And having one bum shoulder is already bad enough. Imagine two. Kris Cage, you've had your fair share of injuries that have happened mid-match. If you're Kris Barton, how do you react and respond to what's going on?
Well, you gotta wonder, and you gotta, at least I want to hope that Barton has developed his style and his arsenal to have something to fall back on if he can't resort to that classic lariat. The bottom line is that without that weapon, without that right arm, if he can't get the lariat off, he's gonna have to pivot, he's gonna have to adapt, and he's gonna have to find another way.
And not even just the lariat, but again, you lose that shoulder for a man who uses the moveset that Kris Barton does. That takes away a lot of his arsenal. Oh my goodness, and Dino looks like he's going for like an arm bar. Looks like almost like a Fujiwara arm bar.
Referee Jackson asking if Barton wants to give it up, and you could tell he's definitely feeling the effects of all the work Dino's been putting on that arm.
Wow, and Barton powered out of that one, only got a 2 count.
If you notice, Barton could only hook the leg with his left arm right there, and he's trying to shake the feeling back into his right.
And I don't know if you noticed, but Barton had to flex his fingers to try to get some feeling back in
Absolutely. He got to think, is he feeling the tingles going up and down that arm right now?
And do you hear the pandemonium in this place? Half the crowd is split. Half of the room rooting for Dino Might, the other half for Barton.
You definitely got the Dino fans in the crowd. You got the Barton fans in the crowd. Both men trading shots. Oh!
a belly suplex that time. And that one hurt Dino bad. You can see it in his face. He's writhing in pain.
Wait a minute, and Barton now. Barton with the forearms, trying to build momentum. Lefts and right forearms, rocking them back and forth here.
But you can see he's favoring that arm.
Absolutely.
Irish whip down to the opposite corner. And a nasty European uppercut.
Classic.
But as you can see, that had an effect on Barton. He has to grab that arm. He's in pain.
No doubt, no doubt. Took him a minute to get into the cover. Could only sling the arm over. And you got to wonder and you got to believe that's the reason Dino was able to get that right shoulder up.
Kris, Barton, and Dino might having a knockdown, drag-out classic so far tonight. But you got to wonder how that shoulder is feeling. How much pain is Kris Barton in? And the straps have come down.
Uh-oh. Usually when the straps come down, it means bad business for whoever is standing in the ring with Kris Barton now.
And Dino might going right back to the arm and shoulder.
Smart move. Wait a minute. Here comes the Dino-matic. It could be over right here, baby. That's it. Dino needs to go for the cover.
But Dino's slow to get to his feet. He's in pain too. This match has been very physical.
No. Dino not paying attention here.
He's jaw-jacking to the crowd, giving Kris Barton some much-needed time to recover. I think that's a mistake.
Oh, my God. He needs to get back in there, and he needs to pay attention to his opponent right now. He just hit the Dino-matic. Signature offense here. Wait a minute. That's what it is. He's going for another one here.
And he may have went to the well one too many times. Barton went for the lariat. He got kicked in the bad arm. He went for the lariat with the other arm. That could be it. And that's it. Kris Barton with a lariat. That would have made Stan Hansen happy. The Bushwick Beast Kris Barton comes to Union, New Jersey and wins this match, bad shoulder and all.
Bad shoulder and all. I don't know how he did it, but the Bushwick Beast, Kris Barton, was able to rally, was able to find it deep down inside of himself and pull the lariat seemingly out of nowhere, sending Dino packing. But I gotta wonder if Dino's overconfidence is what cost him in this match. 2 times he had the matchup won, and he did not take advantage. He did not go for the cover, and right here, right now, Kris Barton is celebrating as a result of it.
But you also got to think what long-term damage has been done to that arm and shoulder and Kris Barton's as well.
Time will definitely tell if Kris Barton suffers any after effects of that.
And wait a minute.
But right now,
Barton just went after a fan with a Dino-mite sign. He broke the Dino-mite sign.
And I guess
he just broke the Dino-mite sign.
I guess Barton just let us all know what he thinks. And the Dino-mite fans still in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What a matchup, hard-hitting action, gotta love it. Crowd split.
As we continue to move on here.
You know what, Al, now that we're talking about Dino and all of that, I think I need to go backstage real quick and take care of some business. I'll be back shortly.
All righty. Now, wait a minute, this is Josh Glide as Kris Cage steps away.
Hello? There we go. Now. Can you hear me? There we go. Much better, right? So, as most people know, or should know, I'm Josh Glide. And I'm here on a personal invitation from the man, the boss, the Don, TJ Marconi. I need you on my show. Live. Challenge whoever you want in that locker room. Nobody accepted my challenge. Nobody back there was man enough to accept my challenge. Even worse, I wasted my time coming to this dump.
Oh, come on. Don't call this place a dump. It's a beautiful town. These are amazing people.
I wasted my time coming in front of you scum in this dump that's New Jersey.
Oh, no, come on. That's offensive. Josh Glad issuing an open challenge, but who's going to accept this challenge? I don't know what business Chris Cage had to attend to, but he's missing this malarkey. Wait, whose music is this? It can't be. Oh, good Lord! It is the Bayonne Badass! Dan freaking Moff is here at Project Codename Wrestling! Dan Moff, and he's here to answer the challenge of Josh Glide! Oh my goodness! Dan freaking Moff is in the building! I know I'm supposed to remain impartial, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm here losing my mind! And the look on Josh Glide's face has drastically changed. He came in here smug. Dan Moff, the Bayonne Badass himself. I didn't have this on the run sheet. The audience here in Union, New Jersey, very excited to see Dan Moff. And Josh Glide is coming here with a chair. I don't think you want to swing a chair at Dan Moff. And Dan Moff, he's got another chair. And a shot to the gut. SP Anderson didn't see anybody go in that other chair on the ring. And a chair shot to the back. And that only made Dan Moff angry. And he just punched that chair in the face of Josh Glide. And this one is officially underway. The bell is sounded, and Josh Glide just got splashed in the corner by Dan Moff. And a chop that Neospore will be proud to heel. And Dan Moff going to town on Josh Glide. Relentless forearms and chops. And Josh Glide is going to have a chest after this match that any dermatologist would love to treat. And another chop. There's more chops in here than a butcher shop. And Dan Moff is going to town on Josh Glide. And the people here in Union are asking for one more chop, and they got it. Dan Moff always giving the people what they want. And I bet if Josh Glide woke up this morning and knew that Dan Moff would have answered his open challenge, that he would have stayed home. And a kick for good measure. And I don't think Josh will be gliding on his way home tonight. Dan Moff trying to get the crowd on his side into it. And Danmoff, cannonball! And Josh Glide just being overpowered and overmatched. Danmoff, another cannonball. Josh Glide, he's feeling it now, and it'll feel even worse in the morning. And Danmoff had this one won, and he pulled up Josh Glide. This is just fun for Danmoff. I'm convinced. Just another day at the office for Danmoff. And Danmoff with a senton. Josh Glide said he didn't like New Jersey. And now he's going up against the man who represents all of New Jersey. And another senton for good measure. Josh Glide, pick your words wisely and be careful what you wish for. And the people have said one more time, Josh Glide got the knees up. Danmoff went to the well one too many times, and maybe he's out here having too much fun. This might be the opening that Josh Glide needed. Could he pull off the comeback of the century? And he telegraphed Danmoff again. Off the middle rope, into the cutter. Window open, window closed. Josh Glide had his opportunity, and it looks like it's passed him by. Josh Glide in a bad way, a ripcord into a clothesline that turned Josh Glide inside out. And I think flight school is over because Josh won't be gliding tonight the way he's been pummeled. And Danmoff with a spear. And Josh Glide almost flew out of the ring. Danmoff calling for the Burning Hammer, his signature maneuver that's put away so many other competitors in his career. And he sets Josh Glide up for the Burning Hammer. At this point, it's all academic. Burning Hammer from Danmoff! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Bayonne Badass, Danmoff. Danmoff, who the people here in Union, New Jersey love so much, has come to the project the victor. Josh Glide may need some medical attention. He may need a bed in a hospital somewhere. As much as he dislikes New Jersey, it'll probably be in New Jersey. And Moff's gonna speak. Apparently the microphone not working, technical difficulties here. Here we go.
Is this my guy? the New Jersey's missing. A real promotion. Hard-headed. The real deal. That is what the Codename Project is all about. You have a locker room full of hungry, young, black, Hispanic, and white boys and girls. All hungry as hell, full of piss and vinegar. And they get fired for their chance. But I'm here, not because of the competition, but to play Marconi. You say you're a big boss.
Oh no.
You say you're running shit. Well, I'm the king of the north. And if you got a bear, you answer this. You've been tucking my ass for years because you know bear.
Is that a challenge?
You know. I don't need to call you, brother. Where I come from, I don't sweat nobody named Marconi. You know why? Because where I come from, Freddy Krueger walk on my street. And you know something? Your nightmare is right here in black and yellow. So if you want to put up all those titles you got, put your money where your mouth is. Because yo, I'm here for your big ass.
Dan Moff making a statement. He's called out TJ Marconi, and TJ Marconi has come out. And that'll be a dream match that anybody would want to see. Will it happen? Somebody's got to get Miguel Sosa to make the match, as these people firmly behind Dan Moff here. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Moff has come to the project and made a statement. Destroyed Josh Glide and called out TJ Marconi. Will it happen? It only remains to be seen. Stay tuned here for the project, Codename Wrestling. Dan Moff, what a surprise. Was not expecting to see him here, but you never know who could show up here.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Women's action here in the project. The first ever women's match here in the project. Here's the mafiosa, Vicious Vicki. a perennial winner, holds gold everywhere she's gone, a champion of so many organizations. And referee Dan Taylor having some words with Vicki. Backs off. Vicki facing an opponent that she has wrestled before in the past, several times in Adena Steele here, according to my run sheet. Chris Cage still conspicuous by his absence here at the desk. Once again, I'm Alphonse Stevens flying solo here for the time being. Adena Steele, like I said before, no stranger to vicious Vicki. This match should be hard hitting. These two have an unresolved issue to settle. But this should be a good one. Two of the best women's competitors on the East Coast set to do battle here at Project Codename Wrestling. And there we go, Vicki starting out hot, running into those forearms, punishing Adena Steele. And Adena Steele telegraphed at that time and has turned the tides in her favor. And now she's firing away with the forearms. She's got Vicki in a bad way. Irish whip it to the opposite corner. Adena follows up with a splash. And from one corner to the next, a boot to the mush. Snapmare takeover. Adena's in control. Off the rope she goes. Flying for a European uppercut, excuse me. And Vicki rolls out of the ring, possibly to regroup. And Vicki looks like she's headed for the entrance way up. Turn around, change her mind. Referee Dan Taylor starting to count. Vicki taking her time. Adena Steele chasing now. Turns Vicki over and takes an elbow to the gut. Double chop. And Vicki with a forearm. And now the ladies exchanging forearms here on the outside. Irish whip, reverse. And Adena Steele got a mouthful of ring post that time. I hope she's got good dental insurance. As this action continues here, Vicki gets in the ring, referee continuing his count. And Vicki may win this one by count out. I mean, I'm sure Vicki will take a win however she can get it. And here we go. Vicki stomping away. Didn't even give Adena Steele a chance to get on her feet as she rolled into the ring. Vicki with a mean streak that we've seen on display time and time again. Forearm to the throat. Irish whip it to the opposite corner, followed up by a clothesline. Snapmare takeover. Kick to the back for good measure. And a pinfall attempt at 1, 2, and only a 2 count that time. Vicki in control, but Adena Steele trying to mount an offense and come back. Adena Steele on that rope. There's Vicki. Irish whip reversed. Adena Steele now drops for the back body drop and got dropped right on her back. Vicki hooking the leg, only a 2 count. Vicki in control of this one as Adena Steele is reeling in the corner on the opposite side of the ring. Vicki with a running charge into an elbow. And a bulldog. And as Adena Steele eats a face full of canvas. Only a 2 count on the pinfall attempt, however. Vicki now mocking the crowd's adulation for Adena Steele. Say what you want about how you may feel about Vicki, but she is a perennial winner. Her success record and track record and resume in the sport of professional wrestling is proven as like nothing else. Suplex with a bridge, only a 2. Vicki didn't get the full bridge that time.
No!
Vicki putting the boots to Adena Steele now. She's got a chin lock. Referee Dan Taylor trying to see if Adena Steele will give. She will not. Vicki wrenching that in. Adena Steele in a bad way here, but she's feeding off the energy of this capacity crowd here in Union, New Jersey at the Boys and Girls Club of Union County. Clothesline. There's 1. There's 2. Adena Steele coming out like a house of fire now. Swinging a miss by Vicki. Knee to the mush. And a German suplex. Adena Steele taking her time, but she's in control. Looks like she's going for a suplex, a fisherman suplex. And wait a minute, that's Kris Cage. He's supposed to be sitting here next to me, and he's gotten the referee's attention. And Kris Cage, what are you doing up there? He should be in this seat next to me, and now he finally drops down off the apron, and Vicki takes advantage. Off the distraction, she's got a reverse DDT into a neck breaker. And that could do it. 1, 2, and 3. Adena Steele is history. But my question is, what in the world does Kris Cage have to do with this match? And Kris Cage now applauding as Vicki wins this match. A handshake. And Vicious Vicki's leaving with Kris Cage. What's going on here? I got some questions. If he'll ever come back to the announce position. Kris Cage bowing at Vicki. Vicki, I don't understand this. What business does Kris Cage have with Vicki? Or does he have a beef with Adena Steele and Kris Cage hightailing it? And he just said his only business. I wonder what type of business. Kris Cage known to throw around dirty money. Give me $1 or $2.
Hey, you from the Lord of Indian, but you need to come to the gates of hell. Stop believing in God and believe in the devil himself.
Flex up, stretch out, big man, roll up. Flex up, stretch out, big man, roll up. Flex up, stretch out, big man, roll up. Flex up, stretch out, big man, roll up.
I am the one.
Burning hammer. This is balance, as all things should be.
TJ Marconi has just won the Summit match.
So I think the big question is not necessarily what you can do for me, but the question is what I can do for you.
I don't know what it is you gotta do. I don't know who you have to speak to. But come Genesis, it's Mantis versus TJ Marconi versus PJ Savage.
Running your mouth while you talking that shit. This ain't no play, but I let it rip. What you gon' do with this dick to your legs? Fuck using hands, bitch, this llama go. Smack, 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 smack. Fuck using hands, bitch, this llama go. Smack, 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 smack. Fuck using hands, bitch, this llama go. Running your mouth while you talking that shit. This ain't no play, but I let it rip. What you gon' do with this dick to your legs? Fuck using hands, bitch, this llama go. Smack, 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 smack.
Main event time at the Project. Grudge match, months in the making. 3 men, all with a vendetta against each other. And none of these 3 men are coming alone either. And there he is, being led to the ring by Dr. Julius Smokes. Over the course of the past year, since aligning himself with the good Dr. Julius Smokes, Mantis, at one point somebody who stood for integrity in the sport of professional wrestling, somebody who embraced the fans, has sold out and turned his back on everything he knew for the success of being led by one of the greatest managers wrestling has ever seen in Julius Smokes. With Julius Smokes' proven success record in managing, I don't blame Mantis for turning his back on everything he knew. I don't blame him for submitting to Julius Smokes and taking the tutelage of the man who's taken people like Homicide to the promised land of world championships and money. Will tonight be Mantis' night? Will the one finally beat the one in TJ Marconi? Or will PJ Savage and the Takeover have something to say about it? Mantis has become meaner and tougher since being aligned with Julius Smokes. Here comes TJ Marconi. TJ Marconi, a man of the people. Clearly a fan favorite here at the Project. He is obviously not intimidated by Mantis or Julius Smokes. TJ Marconi also accompanied to the ring by my broadcast partner, Kris Kage, hence why I'm sitting here solo tonight for this main event. And here comes a man who threw himself into this mix not that long ago, being flanked by the Takeover. TJ Marconi has come out here with Kris Kage. Mantis has come out here with Julius Smokes. But PJ Savage has come out here with J-Boujii and the Faceless Ones. Each man has come out here in this match with some backup. I don't know which one has the advantage. PJ Savage, J-Boujii, and the Faceless Ones. I don't think TJ Marconi's impressed by the Takeover. I don't know if they will take over. Only time will tell. However, 4 men out here to support PJ Savage, or 3 men I should say, to make them 4 total. One of these days, somebody's got to film a documentary so we can get their thoughts on J-Boujii. But that's beyond the point. Triple threat main event, Marconi, Mantis, and Savage. Julius Smokes referring to the Takeover as the Planet of the Apes. This is funnier than a Def Jam comedy special in the 90s. And the bell has sounded. The main event and the project underway. And Mantis has jumped to the outside. So I guess it's TJ Marconi and PJ Savage that started off. They started off with a collar and elbow tie-up, and immediately into the corner they go. And TJ Marconi obviously taking PJ Savage lightly. He telegraphed the open hand slap. TJ in control now in the early going. Irish whip, backhand elbow, takes down PJ Savage. Mantis going to the top, however. And he gets caught. And over the top rope he goes. Wait a minute, he skinned the cat. Back in. And back out he goes. And he won't be skinning the cat that time. PJ Savage just ate a mouthful of boot from TJ Marconi. Julius Smokes on the outside giving counsel to Mantis. As TJ Marconi works on PJ Savage in the corner. Irish whip to the opposite corner. Irish whip with authority that brought PJ Savage to his knees. And a big scoop slam. TJ Marconi turns his attention to Mantis, and a slam for him too. And the way that TJ Marconi is giving out slams, you'd have thought it was a Christmas drive for charity. Irish whip again. Into a side slam. Mantis reeling, and TJ doesn't realize PJ Savage stalking his prey, and a knee to the mouth. And I don't think that did anything to TJ. As he takes a right hand, and another right hand. Swing and a miss by TJ, off the ropes. Off the ropes goes PJ Savage and J-Boujii. He's getting involved as he broke up that Samoan drop, and another slap and a Pele kick. And this match is no disqualification in a multi-man. J-Boujii, thanks for coming. Maybe you want to go resume your rap career. PJ Savage again in a bad way. Saved by the Faceless Ones. Double clothesline, they both duck. TJ Marconi just took out Jacko in face. And a knee from Mantis to TJ. And a spear from PJ Savage. And PJ and Mantis may have to work together to get rid of TJ Marconi. Super kick. Public enemy number one is definitely the public enemy of this match. Mantis, good night. PJ Savage and TJ back in the ring. TJ Marconi. I think we've got 10 punches in store here. J-Boujii again getting in the ring. And now here's Face. And they're trying to double and triple team TJ Marconi. Even Mantis helping him out. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to be a huge impact. And wait a minute, a blockbuster and an assisted powerbomb. And now Jacko is up at the top.
On the dog boy.
Jacko up at the top. 450 to TJ. And they've neutralized the biggest threat in the match, TJ Marconi. And now the Takeover have turned their attention to Mantis. Wait, PJ Savage just said, I got them. I got him. He's calling off the Takeover. And Julius Smokes losing his mind at ringside. PJ Savage was about to say that was the future. He didn't see that super kick in his future. And he fires back with a clothesline. Julius Smokes surrounded by the Takeover. I don't think that that's a fight he'd want to pick. TJ Marconi may be out of this match for good after that gang assault. Here we go, off the ropes, PJ Savage. Sit out powerbomb from Mantis. He didn't pin him. He wanted to kick him. PJ caught him. Up for a powerbomb. And that powerbomb shook the Richter scale. And the Faceless Ones and J-Boujii back in the ring. And they've turned their attention to Mantis again. Now, come on, in the numbers game, there's no disqualifications. And they just hit Mantis with a high and low, a sweet and sour. J-Boujii with a stomp. The referee legally cannot do anything about this. There's no disqualifications in a triple threat match. Takeover may be taken over, but that proves PJ Savage, he can't do it by himself. Evidently, since he needs that much help. The Faceless Ones, tag team combination maneuver. Chris Cage and Julius Smokes both beside themselves. This is not fair. This is a gang assault. Somebody got to put an end to this. But it's not against the rules. This is a gang assault. Julius Smokes motioning for somebody to come from the back. Mantis is helpless. TJ Marconi's been neutralized. PJ Savage saying, now we go home. Look. Waiting, and Mantis fighting back. He's got to fight 4 men. Down goes J-Boujii. There goes Face. There goes Jacko. And PJ Savage, wait a minute. Kick to the face. And he might have one for Jacko. What an F10! An F10! And he might have one for Face. And one for Face. And just like that, the Takeover has been neutralized. And just like DJ Khaled, that Takeover didn't last too long. Double sharpshooter to the Faceless Ones. Oh no! Mantis with a double sharpshooter and J-Boujii with a springboard cutter. That broke that one up. And again, the numbers game is catching up to everybody. This is a gang assault. Normally, I wouldn't feel bad for Mantis, but a 4-on-1 beatdown, nobody deserves that. Wait, TJ Marconi's back in the ring. A right hand for PJ Savage. Shoulder tackles for the Faceless Ones. Duck the line to J-Boujii. He's going up, and he got powerbombed for his efforts. Atomic drop. TJ Marconi, big boot. And wait a minute, double choke slam may be coming up. And it has for the Faceless Ones. TJ in control now. TJ Marconi, public enemy #1, standing tall for now. But will it last? He picks up Mantis. And Julius Smokes hammering away at the Faceless Ones. Mantis just got crunched in the corner by TJ Marconi from a Death Valley driver position. And wait a minute. A running knee to the face from PJ Savage to TJ Marconi. And an elbow drop on the outside from Julius Smokes to J-Boujii. Wait a minute, that's some strength by Mantis. He just picked up TJ like he's a rag doll. Can we see an F10? Can we see it? We got an F10! We got an F10! We got an F10 that could be in and we can cover him! Can Mantis do it? Referee in position. 1, 2, and PJ Savage in the nick of time. And a rope break. This main event has been promised, and it is delivering by far here in the project. And now PJ Savage with a right hand. TJ Marconi hasn't gone down. PJ Savage off the ropes. Big boot from TJ Marconi. And now Mantis. Gut wrench position in a pickup. And a dominator for his troubles. And J-Boujii climbing up on the ring apron. And another beatdown by the Takeover. And they're going right after TJ like they did earlier in the match. Meanwhile, PJ Savage turns his attention to Mantis. TJ still having to contend with Jacko Face and J-Boujii. And when Kris Cage has just come by, he came and grabbed a chair. Meanwhile, PJ Savage is trying to use the sharpshooter on Mantis. Wait a minute, Kris Cage is in the ring. Chair shot, right over the head. He swung and connected like he was Aaron Judge in Yankee Stadium, my God. And now Julius Smokes getting in the ring. Julius Smokes. He just leveled Kris Cage. And he had a knuckle duster. Julius Smokes had a knuckle duster. He puts Mantis on top of PJ Savage. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Mantis has won this match. Thanks to Julius Smokes with the assist. Dr. Julius Smokes has led Mantis once again to a victory and to the pay window. He leveled Kris Cage with that knuckle duster. He had brass knuckles on underneath that scarf on his wrist. Kris Cage thought he had the equalizer with the chair, but Dr. Smokes had the neutralizer with those brass knuckles completely legal. Kris Cage may never do commentary again. I think I saw his jaw move out of place. And Mantis has won the main event of the inaugural Project Codename Wrestling here at Genesis in a major way. Ladies and gentlemen, April 16th, we'll be back in this same building, the Boys and Girls Club of Union County, New Jersey, for Project Codename Wrestling. For Kris Cage, I'm Alphonse Stevens, and we'll see you back in April.
We interrupt this program. This is a national emergency. This is not a test.